Hey guys, welcome back. Episode 5 of the Nerd Hoarders Podcast. It's been a little while since we've done one. A lot has happened, a lot has been announced. So yeah. If you're new here, I'm Juan. This is
I'm Dave.
Dave, my good brother Dave. Not even a friend, he's my brother at this point. Love him more than anything. So we got a lot to talk about, Dave.
We do have a lot to talk about.
I got notes here and it goes on a long
Yeah,
while, so this might be a lengthy one.
yeah, we got a long list of notes, a lot of stuff going on. It's gonna
Perfect.
be a good one.
All right, let's start off with this. What have you been playing, sir?
So I just been playing quite a bit. I just got done with a playthrough of all the Halo games. Me and my buddy from back home have been playing through all of the Halos from start to finish. So we just got done with Halo Infinite recently. Which was my first time playing through the campaign of Halo Infinite, which was pretty good. I enjoyed that, and I've also been playing on my own. I've been playing the Game of Thrones King's Road um, game, which I'm enjoying it. It's kind of fun. It's a little bit. It feels like a little bit dated for a game that released this year. Like the gameplay sort of feels like it's older, like a game that I'd play back in like 2015,
Yeah.
2016. But the story's fun. I'm enjoying playing through that. I got a lot more to play through on it, but that's what I've been playing recently. And I've been playing. Went back to Breath of the Wild because I got a Switch 2 recently, which we'll touch on in a little while. So it's been fun to go back and play some of those like older Switch games with like updated graphics, like updated frame rate, stuff like that.
Nice, man. I've been playing RoboCop Rogue City. It's been out for a little while. It feels like a very polished PS2 game.
Mm.
Controls are very dated. Graphics are extremely dated. I mean, it looks decent. It doesn't look horrible by any means, but
Mm.
you can tell it's not. It's for the Series X too, so you think a Series X game would be.
Yeah.
It's fun though. I really enjoy it. I tend to be a little behind in the times nowadays,
Mm.
with new releases and games and game news and everything. So if I want to know what's happening I really got to concentrate and put a lot of effort in finding out what's happening.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like I'm a little bit sort of like not on top of the new
Yeah.
releases. Like I'll see new releases and I usually pick them up a little while later. Like I used to love getting games like
Oh yeah.
straight out the gate, and I know you did too.
Oh yeah. Old one
Um,
would have been like 2 copies day one, special edition to save, a copy to play.
Play,
Like
yeah, exactly.
I have a mortgage and kids and car payment. That's not happening anymore. Like
Yeah, it gets a bit more difficult, but I do like to try and keep up and like I pick up the games that I want to play like usually a little while after release.
I just picked up a copy of Hogwarts Legacy on the Series X.
Oh
I
really?
have I have yet to open it, and I think I'm gonna start playing that after RoboCop. I'm on my second playthrough of RoboCop, so I can get all the achievements because I love me
Nice.
some achievements. So yeah, I'm a little behind, and it's we didn't talk about this before when we were going over our notes, but I do want to talk about it now really quick. I realized something. So for you guys didn't know, I've been really downsizing my collection, right?
Mm.
So everything behind you doesn't go. So 360 and the wall of amiibos that stays, right? So
Yeah.
amiibos are my first love, always will be. Then goes comic books, and then like World of Nintendo and things like that. But I did realize something. I was having a conversation with my wife the other day, and it was about her uncle, and he likes to play VR. Well, he used to, right?
Mm.
And when he played VR is when he'd play with his dad. His dad passed away, and then he has no interest in playing his VR, his MetaQuest
Mm.
anymore, right? And that made me realize something, especially when downsizing my games and what I collect and everything is growing up, my brother Mike was really the what really got me started in games. And
Mm.
we've talked about this, I think, in our first pod where
Yeah.
we had a Sega Genesis and a Super Nintendo, and I thought I was like king shit, right? Like I was going to school, I got boats, and then that made me realize that when my brother died, kind of that passion for that died with him.
Mm.
Like I no longer like. Don't get me wrong, I still want to play games. I still like enjoy playing them. It's just that's
The
no longer me. the want to
Yeah.
collect games, right? I've sold a shitload of Switch stuff.
Mhm.
I had a complete super rare games collection. 99% of it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, like,
And that's the thing, is like stuff like that in your life like can change, like it changes your perspective on things,
oh
because
yeah,
like
big time.
by no means are you any less like a gamer or anything, but like the appeal of like collecting the games and like
Yeah, it's
being hardcore like that, um like sort of like went with
yeah,
that
oh yeah,
that
dude.
loss.
It's like I said, I still like to buy the occasional game, and if I really want to play it, then absolutely. We're going to talk a lot about games today,
Hmm.
and the Switch 2, and like we just got done with like the Xbox announcements, the Sony State of Play and things like that. So we gotta, and there's games I am legitimately excited for, and it's just I might not play them until the year after, or
Yeah, or
so.
yeah, a while after, because that's the thing as well. Especially like saying we'll touch on it a little bit, like with the way games pricing is as
Oh yeah,
well. Um, it's getting harder and harder to like get those like releases like when they come out, because like like we get older, we have more responsibilities, money's got to go to other places. So like I always pick up the games that I want to play. Like I'll always have games that I see that I'm like, I want that. Like I'm gonna get it. But most of the time now, it's usually a couple of months, maybe even
oh
longer
yeah.
after
I'm the
the
king of the
actual
backlog,
release.
man. Like
Yeah, I've got such a backlog of games to get
the
through.
majority of my new games are still sealed. Like I'll get to them eventually,
Yeah,
hopefully someday, but yeah.
but at the end of the day, it does become a little bit difficult, and time as well. Like
Oh
time is
yeah,
another thing. Like so much like other stuff going on that have less and less time to play the games. But I try to cut out like a decent amount of time whenever I can to get through some of the backlog. We'll get through it
yeah,
eventually. But there's a lot of stuff on our list here that I'm excited to like talk about and excited
absolutely.
to go through.
Of course, the biggest thing we're going to talk about right now is the Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if I'll ever get a Switch 2. Maybe someday. Maybe I'll trade in my OLED. Who knows? But you did get a Switch 2, right?
I did indeed, and it was so obviously a Switch 2 released like a few weeks ago now, and I messaged one like before it was coming out, and I'm like, are you getting a Switch too? Because one, like as we know, we have a Nintendo fan, like we both are, but I'm like, are you gonna get it? Because like we say, old one would have had the pre-order in
Oh, yeah.
like way
It would have been
before,
paid for. It's just go
and
waiting to go pick it up.
like it shows the like the kind of the difference you were talking about, because you got back to me and was like, look, I don't even play my Switch One
Yeah, like, I don't
all
even
that
play the one I
much,
have right
like,
now, yeah.
so I'm not gonna pick one up. I was really excited about it, so I did pick one up and I brought it along. Had to bring it along to show like. So yeah, we're gonna go through our thoughts on this. Obviously, anyone listening to the podcast, you wouldn't be able to see it, but here is a Switch 2.
If I would have thought about it, I would have brought my other Switch upstairs so we could compare the sizes.
Yeah, I should have done. I didn't think about it, to be honest, but yeah, it's quite a bit larger than the original Switch, which I do like. I do like the larger.
It's noticeably larger. Like, the
Yeah,
screen is noticeably larger.
like even just like if you don't have another one side by side, like you can tell like it's considerably larger than the larger screen size. They also like they went right to the edge, which I really like with the screen. Like
Like the
on the
bezel, there's hardly any bezel.
on the original Switch, like it wasn't. They improved it on the OLED, like they went further out, but I do like the fact that the screen goes all the way out on the Switch 2 from the get go. I got sound on here, but yeah, like what are your thoughts? I have my thoughts.
I tinkered around with it just for a few minutes. I haven't played anything. Um, I did, like, I'm in the store right now, the Nintendo eShop, and yeah, it's so much smoother. Like, the old eShop was just a clunky
Mm.
pile of shit, like,
Yeah, I did notice that. Like they did really improve the e-store experience. Like everything feels smoother. It looks nicer in my opinion. Like
yeah, no, it's great. We are taking a vacation at the end of the year, and we are going to be spending quite a few hours on a plane, so I might have to upgrade. I don't know. I'm weird because I get something in my head like that I have to have. I won't stop until I get it.
Yeah.
Like I get something in my head, then I get obsessed with that thing, and then I'm like, I must have everything of that thing ever made.
Yeah.
All variants. And I'm getting away from that a little bit, but it still does exist into me, and I do catch myself doing that sometimes. So if I really want to switch to, and then I'll make the switch to happen.
Yeah.
It's like with amiibos. Like I got my first one back in 2013, and from that point forward, like
it was downhill from
I need every amiibo ever, all variants from all countries, and I do have all of that up to a certain point.
Yeah.
And so it's nice. But yeah, the Switch 2 looks great. A few things I want to talk about the Switch 2 is game costs, right? They are much more expensive than your traditional cart.
Yeah, so game cost is honestly for me the game cost is probably like one of the few like downsides. Like I'm really stoked on the Switch 2. I've been playing it. Like I really like the new Joy-Cons. There's a lot of good that I have to say about it, but the game cost is one of the areas where I'm like I don't love the like, and it's happening across all like areas. Like games are getting more expensive, but it's I don't love the price of Switch games, what they've gone up to with the release of the Switch 2.
Like me, I'm all about value. Like 99% of all these games exist in this room were bought either on sale or just flash sale or used or whatever. So.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like with the Switch, like with Nintendo as well. Like I there's like viewers will know and you'll know, like I'm a PC gamer, and like a lot of the time, like a lot of my Steam library was bought during Steam sales, or like when games are on, like PC games go on sale often, and we usually get like very like big savings on PC games, especially like 2 or 3 years older games. So I love that. Like I always pick up my games on sale. The one thing with Nintendo is games don't often go on sale, especially like the first party titles. And with games costing so much, like it's frustrating because it limits like the amount of, like I still get all the games that I want, like we were saying, but like I don't get games as frequently. Like I still haven't got the new Mario Kart for this because I couldn't get a console with it included, and like the like 70 almost $80 like sale price on games it's tough. It's a tough sell.
Was that Mario Kart that came with the bundle? Is it digital or is it actual physical?
It's digital. It's preloaded, which I wish they'd include did it as a physical.
Yeah, like they included. Yeah.
But yeah, it was either preloaded or a game code that was included. It was completely digital, which like the Mario Kart included version was only like $50 more, which is why I ideally wanted that, because like it's essentially getting the game for $50, which is nice. But unfortunately, they were all sold out at the GameStop I went to. So I was happy to get the console.
I was gonna say you got one.
At the end of the day, like I was getting the console. Like I was aiming for with Mario Kart, but I was getting it either way, and I'm just happy that like I got the console. I will be picking up Mario Kart. It's gonna be a little bit later. Because of the cost of the game.
You should have said something. I would have taken you to Costco, man, because I heard Costco is pretty flush to Switch 2s, so I ain't worried about it. Like,
it's all good.
If I ever get around to it, I'll find one way or another.
Yeah. But I am stoked about the new Mario Kart. It looks pretty good. Like I say, it's like
an open world Mario Kart. Right?
Yeah, it is. I have a lot of good things to say about the Switch. I really like the new Joy-Cons. The new Joy-Con design with the magnetic like pop off at the side, really cool. The mouse controls, surprisingly good. I was when I saw the direct about it, and they're like, "Oh, it's got mouse controls." I was instantly like very skeptical. I'm like,
that's kind of gimmicky, right? Like,
yeah, it's a little bit gimmicky, but like I can see the use in it. Like I've used it once. I tested it out to see what the mouse controls were going to be like, because I was expecting them to be pretty bad. I was pleasantly surprised. I don't know realistically like how often or when I'm going to use that as a feature, but it was surprisingly good. It was better than I expected it to be, so I can't really complain there. I like the new kickstand design
Yeah, it looks cool.
with this, with the full, like the full circular range. Like, it's nice. I have a lot of good things to say about it. And like, wanted to talk a bunch about it on the podcast because it's kind of one of the big releases that's happened between our last episode and now.
Well, and so another thing I want to talk about is not only like code on carts, because I know that was a big thing. People thinking every game is just going to be a digital code on a cart, and you put the card in, and it downloads the game for you. And also Nintendo's ability to brick your Switch 2 at any time they want.
Oh, that is a very good, yeah. So that's a very good point, and it has been like shown off already.
Yeah.
That's
to spend all this money on this brand new console, Nintendo's like, no.
Yeah,
brick your
see,
shit,
I do like. I don't love that idea, but I do understand it and I do get it. And I'm not in the least bit surprised from Nintendo either. Like, it's a very Nintendo play to me.
But I've heard too, if you use the wrong peripherals or if there's a change in voltage or whatever, it'll also do it to your system. You know, even to that amount of detail. I'm like, so you can't save a few bucks and go, say, buy like a third party like charger or something, and then it's gonna like.
And that's the thing is, like, I know with the Switch One, like, especially the original Switch One, like, there was, like, issues with some third-party, like, chargers and stuff that, like, didn't work, but they didn't brick your console. Like, it is, like I say, I'm not surprised from Nintendo. It's very much in Nintendo's MO, but it is a little bit frustrating. Like, stuff like using a third-party charger, like, especially, like, Nintendo chargers, like, with the Switch One, like, their replacement chargers were, like, 60,
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And, like, you know, like, the Switch is also aimed at, like, kids, like, all ages, but kids, but, like, I just imagine, like, you know, like, your kid, like, breaks their charger or whatever, sits on their charger, and, like, now you're stuck in a position where, like, as like a parent that's maybe not like is just getting by or whatever, like I'm now forced to like spend the 60, 70, potentially $80 for a Nintendo branded charger, whereas a third party option like 30 or $40 is a much easier swallow, but now I run the risk of like bricking my console because I'm trying to like
I agree, man. Like
trying to get by. I don't like it, like, and it's I get why, because they want you to use Nintendo supplied and specific stuff.
I get protecting your IP and your whatever, but at the same time, like,
it's
like you're gonna get a cut no matter what.
And the thing is, right, like with that, I can understand like the protecting your IP with regards to like modding and emulators. Like, Nintendo are notorious for like going after people over ROMs and emulating and stuff like that. And that I completely understand, because like that is protecting your IP. At the end of the day, you don't want people like cracking your games and playing them for free, stuff like that. To an extent, there are some areas of that I do think Nintendo goes a little bit far, but that's a whole nother conversation. But down to stuff like peripherals and like chargers, like
that's
stuff like that. Like, I wonder, like, if I use a third party like USB-C camera, because like the Switch 2 has like webcam functionality, which you can use with game chat. Like, and I
heard it's garbage though.
Yeah, I haven't tested it. I do want to test the game chat and whatnot. It's something I might do a video on the channel about it at some point,
man.
Because I think it would make a good video testing that. I don't expect it to be good, but like I appreciate that like its functionality they added in. But I do wonder, like, if I go and like pick up a fairly cheap like webcam, USB-C webcam off Amazon, like, I don't know how much the like the Nintendo one is off the top of my head, but like
I've heard people compare like the camera like for the Switch 2 is like a PlayStation Eye toy, like that
Oh,
kind of
really?
quality.
That
Yeah,
kind of quality?
I've seen
I do
videos
kind of
too
want
where
to
it's
pick
really
one up
bad.
and do a video.
You have to. You have to now, man.
I think I will. I won't actually use the functionality, but I think I'll do a video on the channel. I'll pick up the camera at some point and see what the quality is like and see, because I'm interested as well, like with the whole game chat, like they did show like the screen sharing and like the webcam, and it to Nintendo's credit, in the reveal trailer, like it didn't look like great quality. The screen share kind of looked low resolution, low FPS, and that's what I'd expect. But I did give them props for including it as functionality, because I think there's a use case for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Especially with like families and friends. That's where I see it. Because, not to tangent too much, but like I was talking to my friend about it, and they were like, "We have Discord, like we have like things like, when am I gonna use like game chat?" And I'm like, yes, for us, like us people who play games all the time, and this is what we do, like we're still gonna use Discord, like we're still gonna use other means of chat and screen sharing and whatnot. But like, take the average family who like they bought their kid a Switch 2 and like they want to play with their family member who lives in another state or whatever. Like, to the average person, they're not gonna.
Yeah, that's true. It's more user friendly. Yeah,
it's like, I like that they added the functionality to give people that option. That like people that aren't like gamers like us that are going to be using like specific applications or whatever. That's my tangent on that. I think it's good and bad. I don't think the quality is going to be great, but I think it has a good use case. But like, if I go and buy like a third-party camera, is it going to like brick my console?
Yeah.
Because I didn't get Nintendo's specific camera, or like Nintendo's specific, like, I think is really stupid. Like, from a protecting your IP standpoint, like, and protecting your property, I think it's just stupid, because the more stuff with like peripherals and like chargers and stuff like that, that gives accessibility to your product. And like, if you limit that accessibility to only Nintendo products, like, and no third party, like, for fear of bricking your console, like, it just limits accessibility to like the average everyday person.
Yeah.
That maybe doesn't have the money to pay Nintendo prices, but still wants to be able to jump on the webcam with their family or friend or whatever. Like, I just think it's silly.
It's silly.
And like I say, to an extent, I can understand Nintendo wanting to protect their IP with games, and like a lot of the bricked consoles have come from people using like action replay carts and like stuff like that, and that I understand. Like, trying to like fundamentally like break the game to change or adapt it, there's a couple of arguments. Again, that could be a whole another topic of conversation, but why with chargers? Why with peripherals? I don't understand it.
Quick question for you. It's probably a silly question. Is it still region free?
Yes, as far as I'm aware.
Is this technically...
Actually, no, it's 100% region free, because I now have a mix of US and UK games, because I brought like all of my Switch stuff over, and I've used both like cartridges from, so it is still region free.
Is this technically your first US based console that you've purchased?
Yes, it is.
Switch to. All right, yeah. I was thinking about that. I'm like, oh, this
it's an interesting point you bring up, actually, because I bought my OLED, my Tears of the Kingdom OLED, before I moved out.
Yeah.
So, and my original Switch was from the UK as well. So yeah, this is my first ever like bought in the USA console.
Nice, man.
Which is kind of cool, actually. I didn't think about that.
So Switch 2 also announced was a new Amiibo.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't done a podcast in so long. Not only are the new Amiibo announced, but some of them already released.
Yeah. Like
the new Tears of the Kingdom Amiibo.
Oh, yeah.
I will not show all of them, but like there's, I have all these ones. The Construct isn't released yet. There's going to be Street Fighter amiibo. I think they're out already. And then Street Fighter amiibo cards, and then also a new Donkey Kong amiibo, which I'll get, of course.
Yes.
Even though I'll probably not own the game.
I imagine the Donkey Kong one will probably coincide with the release of the Donkey Kong game.
And they are more expensive. Like I was telling Dave earlier, they've essentially doubled in price.
Yeah.
Where new amiibo used to be $15-$16, and they're now $30, going on $40. And
yeah, it's crazy. And that's the thing, is like it's not just the games that have gone up in price. Like amiibos, like almost doubling in prices.
And here's the thing too. I don't know, like, because it has to do with the price, but they're not that hard to get. Like these, I didn't get them on release day, and I got them from Double Jump Video Games website, and no problem.
It's just easy availability.
They're everywhere. You can go to Best Buy right now, walk in and grab a full set,
Yeah.
And as before, they would crash websites,
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially some of these, I imagine you had to.
Yeah, well, I forget which release it was. It was a GameStop exclusive. I think I don't remember which, but it crashed GameStop's website.
Yeah.
Because
they used to be not widely available, and people would go crazy for them, and especially the pricing they used to be. You think $15-$16 isn't really much, nothing to most people, but 30 going on $40 is a much harder pill to swallow, especially in the current state of the economy. And
that's why I'm not too worried about reserving them like I used to, because now I know I can just walk in and get whatever I want, And then too, with pre-ordering, I used to pre-order from Amazon. Was always nervous about Amazon because they would throw amiibo into a bubble mailer, and by the time it got to, it was just all crumbled. The amiibo itself would be fine, but the packaging would be like the Skyward Sword amiibo was an Amazon exclusive, and I remember seeing, and I pre-ordered. I managed to get one, and I remember seeing on Reddit and in Facebook all these guys getting their pre-orders in a bubble mailer. And it just being absolutely decimated,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I hope mine doesn't show up. But luckily, when mine showed up, by God's good graces, man, it was perfectly fine. I'm like,
yeah, And that's the thing. It's they were so sought after and difficult to get. If you took the chance and it ended up coming in wrecked, you were kind of stuck for a long while trying to get another one.
Especially with those, because Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, what was it? Was it the Ocarina of Time? And there was another one. It was the kid.
Is it the Wind Waker?
Or
Majora's Mask?
May have been. I can't remember, but they're all exclusive. One was Best Buy, one was GameStop, one was Amazon. Just like with Shulk, Meta Knight, and I forget the other one. They're all Best Buy exclusive, GameStop. So you would really have to. Oh, I think one of them was Target exclusive. I forget exactly which one.
That sounds about right.
And Gold Mario was a Walmart exclusive, if I remember correctly. And I think Toad. I think you can only get Toad at Walmart too. I can't remember, but yeah, it's been a while. I'm getting old, so my memory's not what it used to be, So
yeah, I feel that.
I welcome new amiibo. I think they're starting to wind down from amiibo.
Yeah, I get that feeling as well, because it feels each cycle there's less and less amiibo. I remember way back in the day, amiibo
it was the thing.
It was the thing. They were everywhere. They were crazy.
I think
now it's we still get amiibo releases, but they're a lot less. It does feel like they're winding down on the.
Absolutely, and I think the new ones we got before this were the Splatoon amiibo, and that was a while back.
That was a while back.
Or it could have been. I don't think it was Smash. It was Splatoon.
It was definitely Splatoon, because they had Splatoon 3 came out. Did they do amiibos for Splatoon?
They did.
3?
There was 2 different 2-packs. I have them up there somewhere. They're not in any particular order.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of Splatoons up there.
I have every version of every Splatoon from every region ever. I know, because I'm kind of weird that way.
I get it.
They needed protectors anyway. That's what just me being OCD. But yeah, so it took a while. What I'm hoping they do is they take these 4 and make a 4-pack like this. This one's from Japan, man. That thing's
love
sick.
this. Breath of the Wild, I've said before, is probably my number 1 game. seeing these guys in the 4-pack. I love
Like,
it.
I have these guys as singles, too, up here somewhere, but then I had to have the 4-pack, right?
Yeah.
PAL got a 4-pack, Japan got the 4-pack, and then, of course, we got the singles.
Yeah, you got the singles.
So, and I already looked to see if they were making a 4-pack. They might still someday, but as of right now, Amazon Japan did not have a 4-pack. Because if they did, I wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
So, yeah, new Amiibo is exciting, but again, I think we're at the end of the Amiibo life.
Yeah, I think so. And I do wonder if there'll be like a new thing, like maybe throughout like the Switch 2's life cycle, if they do wind down Amiibos completely.
You know what I do want is one of those Nintendo alarm clocks. What was it called? A Me clock? A Me alarm? You're gonna have to look it up.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, and it's very gimmicky. I don't know why you just wouldn't use your phone. I think it's meant more for kids and waking them up or whatever. But it kind of went along the naming conventions of Amiibo.
Is it the Alarmo?
Alarmo, there we go.
You can.
Yeah,
$100 at GameStop.
There was one at Target for less than that. You know, I saw when I was out on business travel.
Alarmo.
I would never open it. It'd be one of those things that sits on the shelves for all
stays.
eternity just to say I have one. You know.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they're available.
I do need a clock for my office now. Maybe I would open it.
I mean, it's a cool kind of gimmicky idea. I get it, but let's go a little light on the.
You didn't know about the Alarmo?
I didn't.
I
wasn't aware.
See how it goes, Amiibo, Alarmo. I'm like, I think it has zero Amiibo functionality. It's just literally a Nintendo branded alarm clock.
Alarm clock.
With a screen on it.
That Amiibo.
Yeah.
Alarmo.
That's the only reason I'd want to buy it, just because I'm like, I have really bad FOMO, if you didn't know. The fear of missing out, you know, and it's like, I gotta get it, you know?
Yeah, and it do be like that.
It do be like that.
But yeah, I think that covers out most of like the Switch 2 stuff. Like I say, I could yap on for this whole podcast episode about the Switch 2 and Switch 2 games probably. Maybe I'll just do a separate video on the Switch 2.
Well, there you go.
On the channel.
I would welcome it.
Getting some ideas for some other stuff to do.
Oh, good, man. Write them down.
Which
don't
is,
forget.
yeah.
It's like me. I'll totally forget.
Oh, yeah,
what was I thinking
absolutely. Because obviously, on the YouTube channel, the podcast gets uploaded to the YouTube channel. But Juan makes videos about comic books.
Comic book
day. If that's something that anyone's interested in, it's always worth checking out the channel. Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday is New Comic Book Day. Yeah. Again, where I like to get my comics is on the completely other end of town, up by your house.
Mm-hmm.
And the only time I can make it there is if I'm picking up my daughter from my mom's house, and which is only maybe once or twice a week.
Yeah.
You know, so very rarely do I actually pick them up on the day they come out. It's usually like on a Friday or a Saturday, you know. So
yeah, when you got the time to go over the other side of town. But yeah, if comic books is something that you're interested in, definitely worth checking out. Like Juan goes through all his new comic book pickups. Like I say, the video goes up every week, but it's not usually on the Wednesday, which is New Comic Book Day.
And I'm getting anywhere from 40 to 50 new comics every week.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I have huge, and like,
it's really cool though.
What am I doing to myself? You know, like.
But yeah, so there's always that, and then like we'll have other content. Like I'm gonna do a couple of Nintendo videos. I'm also gonna start up. I play Disney Locana, the trading card game.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
Start up some videos about that as well. So there's other content on the YouTube as well, other than the podcast. But watch the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun times.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe I'll do a video on just the Switch 2 on the channel as well. There's any interest.
Well, maybe I can do Amiibo videos. I don't know if everyone want to watch them. But like,
I mean,
history of Amiibos, like Wave 1, Wave 2.
I'd be interested to watch that. I'll be honest.
I like to brag when it comes to Amiibos. I have a full, not just complete set of Smash Amiibos, but a complete set of worldwide releases. Mm-hmm. Like with the Retro 3-pack. Even like the Mii Fighters. The Mii Fighters here was a 3-pack. And in Europe, they got the individual Mii fighters. They've re-released them now in the States as individuals.
But
like
back
the
in the
original
day, run was only Europe got the...
Like, I have an Australian exclusive up there where it's Samus for Smash, but for the 3DS.
Nice.
That was only in Australia.
I got Sora up there too.
Yeah, like...
I'm always amazed, like, I look at the Amiibo wall, and there's just so many cool Amiibos they came out with.
And there's... Don't get me wrong, I do have one of them every single that have come out so far. But for me, I don't consider it complete to have every version of everyone. Like this guy. This was Japan released. It is Poochie and Pinky Yarn Yoshi, right? Pal got a version of this, but it's more of a box. It isn't like really this bubble.
Bubble packaging.
This bubble packaging, and I need that one as well. Problem with that one is it's extremely hard to find.
Yeah.
This one in this condition was extremely hard to find, and I paid for that condition. I really did, I've seen one on eBay. Dude wanted close to $700. He wasn't willing to budge. I'm like,
oof. That's
I'm so obsessed. I was like, should I? But like, there's other things I want to buy, at the same time.
It's one of those things as well. As like they're hard to find, and it's finding one at the price that you're willing to pay for.
And one that's not all messed up.
Messed up. The right condition, the right pricing. It'll come along. You'll get it.
Absolutely.
I have no doubt. But yeah, but I'd be interested in Amiibo.
That'd be fun.
Like definitely.
I have all the Skylanders box sets up there. I'm not going to get too much into it because I can talk about it for days. I am missing a Monster Hunter's Sunbreak bundle for the Switch, though. That's not very expensive. I'm just me forgetting to buy it is what's holding me back from purchasing that one, So.
Yeah.
How about remasters, man? We'll skip down to the remasters.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's scooch on to what do we got on remasters.
Let's talk really quick about Oblivion remaster, right?
Yes.
So
I do want to talk about that. I'm gonna probably after the podcast we'll fire it up and I'll run around a little bit to get because I haven't played the remaster. I played the original Oblivion. Obviously, everyone when they released the remaster, everyone was raving about it for about 3 days. I heard a lot about it from my colleague that I work with, like he was talking about it. But what are your thoughts on the Oblivion remaster?
I love that they put it on Game Pass. Thanks God for Bethesda and Microsoft, being buddies now.
I do love that.
And I do Game Pass nowadays because, again, I really don't collect games much anymore, so having Game Pass is nice.
This is a really good idea.
It's $15. I think it's 15. I don't do the bills. My wife handles that, so she just makes sure it's paid. Anyways, and I downloaded it. I'm like, oh, I love Oblivion. I love Elder Scrolls, right? Like, I've been playing Skyrim since the day it came out. I've just recently was playing it, and I'm used to Skyrim. I'm used to the way Skyrim feels, the way it controls, the way it looks. It's in me right now, right? I played the absolute shit out of Oblivion when it first came out. I remember when Oblivion came out, I was laid off from a job, and I got severance, and I lived off my severance for 6 months, and all I did, I'm not even shitting you, was play Oblivion that entire time. 16 hours a day, doing everything,
Yeah.
And that's when I used to smoke, so sitting there chain smoking, playing Oblivion. So I love it. DLC, everything. I booted up the Oblivion, it's going to be great. I got an hour into it, and I haven't picked it up since.
That's kind of crazy.
I have not picked it up since, man.
We talked a little bit about it before the podcast, but that's so great. Like going from playing the original, obviously your circumstances at the time permitted the amount that you played.
Yeah.
But being that invested in the game, and then coming up on the remaster or the remake, whatever it is, and then getting an hour deep and kind of being not too fussed about picking it back up. It's a little bit rough.
I love the story. I love, going into Oblivion, closing all the Oblivion gates and Kvatch. And I remember the feeling I had when I first played that game, because to me, that experience when I got my 360 was absolutely new. It was exciting. I booted it up and I'm playing. I'm like, I don't ever remember it feeling like this. I don't remember the controls. I in Skyrim, I love being a stealth archer. You can totally do archery in Oblivion. it is not the
It
same.
doesn't feel the
It is
same
at
way.
100% not the same. You know, I was like, I don't remember it being this.
Yeah.
You know, the way it feels. It looks great. Don't get me wrong. Looks fantastic. I love the voice acting. Little cheat. You know, I don't remember it being what it is.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like that's like the unfortunate thing about like remasters and like some remakes, I guess, is like especially for like older games that like you have a lot of hours in when you were younger, like when you were a kid or when you were like teenager, and then like the game gets announced, you get a remaster, and you're like, oh hell yeah, get excited about it, and then it just doesn't quite like live up to like what you remember it being like is it's unfortunate.
But here's the weird thing: Skyrim was also on the 360,
Mm-hmm.
and to this day, Skyrim, yes, there's like 9,000 versions of it, still feels the same as I played it, and it feels the same as I remember it.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's been over 10 years since it's come out, you know, it's
And
still
it's released on every console.
it's so
available at
polished,
this
it's so
point.
good, you know, depending on who you ask if it's polished or not, you know.
It's Bethesda polished,
Yeah,
isn't
and
it? Really,
I love
like
Bethesda. I love everything Bethesda, you know, Bethesda, excuse me. And
Oblivion just didn't
it didn't do it, man.
didn't hit the mark.
And I think maybe too, I'm aging myself to the point where maybe I have old man syndrome a little bit, like,
Yeah, and to be fair, I get that feeling as well. Like I'm really like that when it comes to control schemes, especially on remakes and remasters. If you don't update the controls, because like I'm in the same boat with like I have memories of games like, and then like they'll get a remaster, and like if for me like I'm really specific about controls, and the reason I don't go back to old games that I loved as a kid as much is because I'm very like picky about controls, and a
Yeah.
lot of old games like I have old game like control mechanics and whatnot. So like I was used to it when I was a kid, and I love the game, but I don't get the same enjoyment going back. So like when it gets a remaster, I'm like, okay, I can get the enjoyment out, but still have like the updated like modern controls and like control mechanics. But like some games just don't.
You know what I want? I want Oblivion in the Skyrim engine with Skyrim controls, with the same.
Like by all means, like have the polish of
Yeah.
like the visual look of Oblivion.
I guess that'd be considered a remake and not a remaster.
Yeah,
you know.
and that's the thing. It's like it's this like this way up between a remake and a remaster. Like remaster, like when I think about like remasters and whatnot, it's like it's the same game, but you overhaul like everything. You know, like the mechanics are updated, like the visuals are updated. You get quality of life features added, like stuff that like you'd expect from a new game, but you still get the enjoyment of like the old game that you know and love.
Absolutely, yeah.
And like it seems like Oblivion did that on the graphics side and made it look great, but missed the mark on like the feel of the game.
Yeah, the combat. Like this, was it always as bad, or was it, or is it just, or I just never had that experience? You know, and I've since played better games, and now it feels completely dated. You know, I think we get a little jaded in that way too.
And that's kind of how I feel like. To link back to the start, I've been playing like King's Road, and that's how I feel. Like it feels like a game that I would have played in 2015, but it released in 2025.
Yeah. But they still can be fun, like RoboCop Rogue City. Like I'll show that to you too. Like,
and that's the thing. Like I'm enjoying playing the game. It just doesn't feel like a game from this year.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And I think some remakes like really like hit with that, where like visually they look good, or like in some aspects they feel like it, but in other aspects they don't like hit the mark of it. Doesn't feel like a remake or a
yeah, I agree.
Like, it's difficult, but we are getting some more remastered games coming out over the next little bit.
What else we got there, Dave?
So we'll do Tomb Raider 4 to 6 remaster. which I don't know that I've played Tomb Raider 4 to 6, to be honest. I remember playing like on PlayStation 1, like the old like Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Like the shut your butler in the fridge Tomb Raider.
See, me and the wife have those remasters, and
Yeah, you were saying you had they did the 1 to 3
yeah,
remaster
and
already.
we got the special editions on the Switch. I reserved it for her. My wife does like to play games. Like, hey, you want this? She'll say, yeah, so I'll reserve her a copy. You know.
Mm.
Again, remasters. Controls are still the same. It looks slightly prettier, but
yeah, and that's why like that's kind of like I don't know that I'll get like the Tomb Raider remasters. I do have to admit the like the newer gen like Tomb Raiders. So you had like Tomb Raider and then Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
They're decent games.
I really enjoyed those games. Like I actually haven't played Shadow of the Tomb Raider yet. I do want to get it, but I really enjoyed Tomb Raider and then Rise of the Tomb Raider. I played those like all the way through both those games and was like really hooked on them.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know that like I care all that much about like remasters or remakes of the old like Tomb Raider games.
Yeah, I'm not going to be rushing out day one to pick them up. Like,
yeah,
I'll wait till Black Friday sale, and then when it's $20, I'll go.
Yeah,
I'll go
like
pick it up.
when it's in the sale, I'll like and I can get it for like while I'm picking up.
And if I want to play the originals, I'll just yank it off the shelf. You know, like I'm not a huge hurry.
So we got Tomb Raiders coming out as a remaster. Tony Hawk 3 and 4. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4.
Feelings about that as well.
I played obviously like the original OG Tony Hawk's Pro Skaters. I played them a little bit, but I really got into Tony Hawk's Underground. Like I did Underground, and then I did what was it called? Proving Ground. One of the two like skate games that I really loved because I used to skateboard a lot when I was a kid. So like Tony Hawk's like skateboarding games, awesome. But like the Pro Skaters, I didn't really play too much of. And we got the remaster of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Did you play 1 and 2?
I did. So I've talked about it before. My first experience with Tony Hawk was on the Dreamcast.
Mm-hmm.
I have a demo disc, or I had it. I've since sold them because I had a couple of them, where it had a demo of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on it, and I played the absolute shit out of that demo. You know, just over, and it was only like one level, and I just played over. And I played it so much at one point, I'm like, I need the actual game.
Mm.
So I went out and got the game, and then on the Dreamcast, and then I even got the first one on the Dreamcast. And I love those games. Again, it goes back to what we were talking about with the Oblivion remake. Like, I bought me and my wife copies on the Switch. They're sitting up on the shelf right now. Does not feel the same.
And that's why
I honestly think maybe it's me at this point. Like, I understand some people can go back and do it, but like,
yeah, I feel like I've been too spoiled by updated controls and mechanics. Like
it's like I remember even back in the day, I bought Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 on the PlayStation 2 because I was such a big fan. I'm like, oh. It didn't feel the same. I loved number 2 so much at the time that 3 didn't feel the same.
Mm.
I sold it to a friend, and I don't sell that. You know, like
I had that way with the skate games on Xbox 360. Skate 1, I loved. I played the crap out of that game when I could. I didn't have a 360.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 killed the skateboarding games for me because I didn't play skate. I have them. I don't want to play them. You know?
That's fair. I liked Skate 1. Skate 2 was fine. Skate 3 I actually picked up on Xbox One. Like, they have it on there. I played through that a bit, but like, it did not, like, it didn't give me the feeling that I got from Skate 1. Like, and I played like, I don't know, maybe 3-4 hours of it, and like I haven't picked it up again since. But I picked it up for like $4. It was like on sale. I'm like, oh, I'll pick it up because like I like the skate games, and then it didn't feel like I felt when I played Skate 1. But like I had the same kind of thing with like the Pro Skaters. Like I preferred Tony Hawk's Underground.
Yeah.
I preferred the linear like missions and storyline of like the Underground games, and then Tony Hawk's Proving Ground to the more like sort of arcade style of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Um, so I didn't pick up. I saw the remakes for 1 and 2, and I was gonna pick them up on PS4, and I ended up not getting them. And then I saw recently like, oh, they're making remaking 3 and 4, and I'm like, that's cool that they're remaking them, but I'm probably not gonna
Yeah,
get them.
no. Unless my wife wants them, then
I was gonna say if they did a remake of Tony Hawk's Underground or Tony Hawk's Proving Ground, I'd probably consider picking it up. But like, I don't know, maybe not even then. Especially with Tony Hawk's Underground, I know how I felt playing that game. Like, I grinded through that game. Like, I played the absolute crap out of it. I completed it. I did a good chunk of the outside of the main mission stuff. So if they remake it, it's gonna be good because I know how I felt playing it, and I
I played so much of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 that I used to be able to beat the entire game with one skater, one board, never upgrading the stats, never upgrading the board. I used to be able to run through that game, beat it, no problem.
Yeah.
So I had everything down pat, like where all the hidden letters were at, all the secrets.
Yeah, everything. She had all the the additional collectibles and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool that they're getting remakes, but again, I probably won't be rushing out to get 3 and 4.
And another remake that I wish they would announce but didn't, but now that I'm thinking about it, is the Fallout 3 remaster.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we talked a little bit about how FPS remakes kind of hold up a little bit better just because of the control scheme.
Yeah, because FPS they tend to have a bit more precision in the control scheme because of the type of game. So we talked a little bit about it with Halo.
So I don't think I'm too scared. I was going to show you my Fallout 3 Special Edition.
I was going to say you have the Special Edition.
Yeah, which I am selling, by the way, eventually, because I'm past Special Editions now. Anyways, but I'm like, am I worried about that remake if it does come out because of how I feel about Oblivion? Maybe not. I think it'd still be a cool game to play remastered just because. And what I just thought about too is, you know what game does hold up for all the remasters? Yeah, it's the Mario remasters that came out on the Switch with Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy.
Yes.
Amazing!
Yeah.
How can those games be older than any of these other ones and their remakes absolutely 100% hold up?
Yeah, it's super interesting.
It's still the same controls. It's still same everything. It looks better. Games are amazing.
Yeah, and it still gives you the same. It's a really weird one. Maybe it's just all individual perspectives.
Maybe those games weren't as good as we thought they were.
Yeah, maybe that. Maybe I'm blowing all these games out of proportion in my own head, and
exactly, you know,
they're not as good as I thought they were. But yeah, I don't know. Nintendo's really weird in that sense as well, because some of their stuff is fantastic, and then some of it's not. I take Pokemon, the latest Pokemon games, Scarlet and Violet, Game Freak. There's been a meme going around actually about another game. I don't know what the other game was made by Game Freak. But Game Freak makes the mainline Pokemon games, and Scarlet and Violet were heavily criticized for their poor performance. But Game Freak also made this other game recently that the performance, the graphics are all incredible, and people are this is the same people making these two games. They're polar opposites at the end of the spectrum. But it does feel like that with Nintendo sometimes. Sometimes they're really super good and way ahead of the curve, and then sometimes they just really miss the mark by miles. And I think Super Mario Odyssey, I really enjoyed it.
Oh,
and I think collectively everyone has a good opinion about Mario Odyssey. It ran well. It was fun to play. It was great, a great new take on the Mario platforming and whatnot. And then I look at stuff like the newest Pokemon, and I'm really missed the mark. Like, how did you do so good here but so bad here?
Maybe it's budgets. Maybe they didn't have as much.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like,
to me, Pokemon nowadays is a lot to do with a cash grab. Like
that's the thing as well. Is like, so I made this argument, like talking to my friend about it, because like she was raging about how like awful the performance of Pokemon was, but like how much like she loves Pokemon games. And I'm like, you gotta think about it this way, like Nintendo doesn't need to sell Pokemon anymore.
Yeah.
Because like it's such a massive like franchise and such a big thing. People are gonna buy the mainline Pokemon games, whether they're incredible or dog crap, like because it's got Pokemon on it. So like I don't know that they necessarily like put as much effort in or try when it comes to like Pokemon games compared to other like major releases.
Yeah, they're just getting them out there,
because like they know they're gonna sell. Whereas like Mario Odyssey, for example, it was a whole new. When Mario Odyssey came out, it was a whole new take on Mario. Like, so they're like, oh, we have to make it good because we don't want it to flop.
Yeah.
Because it's like we're doing a brand new thing, so we've got to do the brand new thing good. Same with like Breath of the Wild. It was a new take on Zelda that hadn't been done in a Zelda game before.
I know you love Breath of the Wild. I'm not the biggest fan of Breath of the Wild.
We have a differing opinion on.
Yeah, we do. That's cool.
And that's fine. That's what we love. That's why this podcast works so well.
Yeah, that's right.
We can have those differing opinions. But that's the thing is like, huh? But like that's the thing is I feel like if like Nintendo know that something's gonna sell, they don't put as much effort into it because they're like, we don't have to sell this. But like if there's something new or like something that they like might be like they might need to try and push, they're like, okay, we'll put more effort into this. It's
I agree, man. So we have a list of other games that are not Nintendo related. There's quite a big list here, so I'm going to say we don't spend too much on a single title because there's a lot.
Agreed.
So these are all new games that were announced and they're coming out. The first one that Dave saw the trailer for the first time today is Game of Thrones: The War for Westeros. Now, this is a real-time strategy game, which, as we both said, we're not huge fans of. But if you watch the last 3 episodes of the podcast, which are all Game of Thrones related, you know that we have very
strong
opinions about the show.
Yeah.
And what it looks like from this game is it allows you to change the outcome of how that show ended.
Yeah, because it like from the trailer, it like is set like in the same time period, the same like
same characters,
look
like
same
the characters in the show.
But like it's a real time strategy game, so like you're commanding like whether it be like the Lannisters or the Starks or like whatever, you're commanding that army. So like the way you take the story is the way the story goes. So like it does look like you could change up the whole way the thing ends, and Juan might be able to facilitate his wonderful ending.
Yeah, I think that's the only way that it's ever going to happen, right? So even though I'm not into RTSs, I might have to play this one just so I can see.
Yeah, I won't touch
the way I went in,
too much, but like we both sort of like were talking about it before the podcast, and we were like, yeah, I think even though RTS aren't our game, we're both going to pick it up and at least put some time into it, because we both love Game of Thrones, as is evident from the previous episodes. And we both like the idea of being able to, like, change the outcome. Like, you know, have it go, like, take command of, like, whatever, like, force you want to take command of and like, you know, campaign through Westeros. Sounds like a lot of fun.
It does.
And, yeah, I'll take on an RTS for see what it's like. That's scheduled for release next year, right? I think
so, yeah. I think it was 2026. We got a little while.
Yeah.
Okay, you take the next one, sir.
Okay, there's a couple of other, like, Nintendo titles, so, like, we'll skim over these fairly quickly, like Metroid Prime 4.
It's been a long time coming. A very long time. I picked up the Metroid Prime Remaster on the Switch. I've yet to play it. I did play the original. Fairly decent game. Do I care about Prime 4 now?
Not really.
No.
I was gonna say I've never been a big Metroid player. I played a little bit of Metroid way back in the day, but I didn't pick up the Metroid Prime remaster. I know someone who was raving about it being really good, but again, Metroid's never been a high game on my priorities list. So
I've had Metroid Prime 4 reserved at GameStop for years. So long, as a matter of fact, that we knew it was going to come out on this last system, that they actually finally canceled my pre-order.
Because it's
switch to them. So years and years and years and years.
So that's coming up again. Not really all that fussed about Metroid. Pokemon Legends Z to A is something that I'm a little bit more excited about because I'm a bit more of a Pokemon fan than Juan is. And I really liked they did Pokemon Legends Arceus, which was a step away from the mainline games, but was very, very well done. Again, also developed by Game Freak, much better experience and a much better fun time playing, in my opinion, than the mainline games that Game Freak also developed for Pokemon, which is a bit weird, but that's why I'm excited about the new Legends game, because the first one was a step away from, in a lot of aspects, from how Pokemon as a game runs, but it was super fun, super enjoyable, and a really nice new take. I'm excited to see what they do with the new Pokemon Legends game coming out. That's supposed to release later this year, so I'm excited to see what happens with that.
New Donkey Kong game.
Mm-hmm.
I forget exactly what it's called.
It is. I don't know.
Banana or something weird.
Bonanza, maybe?
Maybe you're right. It might be Bonanza. Turn my read.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
It looks really good.
It does.
It might be the reason I have to get a Switch too.
I was gonna say,
maybe.
I haven't, I'm not the biggest Donkey Kong fan. I haven't really played much in the way of Donkey Kong games.
Is Donkey Kong 64 on the?
I believe it's on the Switch emulator.
Yeah, on the Switch. Yeah.
On the Nintendo Online.
Yeah.
And
see, that was a really cool game. Think Banjo-Kazooie, but Donkey Kong. Freaking great.
But I'm as someone who's not really a big Donkey Kong person, I saw the trailer and the stuff that the material that they put out about the new Donkey Kong game, and it looks fun. It looks super fun.
Yeah.
And I might be picking up the new Donkey Kong game because it looks like a blast. Honestly, kind of excited about that, and excited to see how that plays as a new game.
Yeah, me too. Like I said, might be the reason I get a Switch too, but maybe not. Anyways, next up we have Death Stranding 2, going into some Sony Xbox stuff.
Yes, Death Stranding 2. I didn't play Death Stranding 1.
Me either.
But my good friend back home was obsessed with it. He played it for probably a month and a half straight after it came out. He played it on his stream a little bit. He every time I was at his house, he was playing Death Stranding. So I got a glimpse of a backseat gaming perspective of the game, and it looks fine. Obviously, the second one's. I don't really know a whole lot about the plot or the story of Death Stranding. It is something that I've been meaning to play at some point, but I always forget that it exists. So
yeah, I'm not in a huge.
It's I'm not in any huge rush to play it. I have some bits and pieces about Death Stranding 2. That's been floating about because it just released.
Yeah, it did.
Literally just released in the last, I don't know, days or week, or I don't know exactly, but a lot of people seem to be happy about it. So I say, I don't know. I'll eventually get around to playing the first game at some point.
Someday.
And then maybe we'll play the second one if it's good. But it's I wanted to bring it up because it is quite a big title on the Sony side. Even though I'm not super fussed about it, it's worth talking about.
Yeah. Just give it a little nod.
Mm-hmm.
Let's skip Shadows and you take the next one, sir.
Oh, Tales from the Shire. This I am actually kind of
Yeah,
excited
I love me
about.
some Lord of the Rings.
So, like, yeah, we're both big Lord of the Rings fans. Like, I feel like there's a lot of Lord of the Rings fans. I'm looking at one's Lord of the Rings shelf over there. Um, Tales of the Shire is it's an upcoming game. I think it's going to be on most platforms. But it's kind of, from what I've seen from the trailer, it's kind of sort of like an Animal Crossing esque style game in the form of Lord of the Rings. So you take on like you're a hobbit
See, that
in the
sounds fun to
Shire.
me.
And like you go around like I think you can do like farming and like cooking. Like it's like a cooking crafting
Yeah.
kind of game, but like you're a hobbit in the Shire. It sounds really fun. Like I think it has a multiplayer as well. I think you can get like a few of your friends together and like play in the same world. And
Yeah, speaking of Lord of the Rings, left hand wedding ring, right hand is the Ring of Men. My wife got this for me for Christmas. It's the Ring of Men, so I've been wearing it. And it's also a fidget ring, so it spins. So I can just sit here and fidget my Ring of Men.
But yeah, I'm super
Yeah,
excited.
that looks cool.
I remember seeing like when they first like announced it, like, and I saw the trailer, like the release, like the announced trailer, and I was like, oh, like a Lord of the Rings, like for want of a better word, like simulator game, like sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exciting to see.
So that's coming up. I don't know whether that's scheduled for a release this year or next year. I think it's probably going to be.
I don't know when anything comes out.
Yeah,
I just know it'll be out eventually.
it'll be out eventually. Tales from the Shire, Hyrule Warriors. So the new installment of Hyrule Warriors, The Age of Imprisonment. I'm excited about this game. We talked a little bit about it before the podcast because I played the original Hyrule Warriors and also Age of Calamity, which was the Breath of the Wild prequel. Hyrule Warriors. This one's a prequel to Tears of the Kingdom. I'm super excited about it. I loved Age of Calamity. I have it on my Switch. I bought it at full price and played the shit out of it. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way,
Yeah.
Again, like I said, things have changed for me, but it does not look bad, It does look fun.
It's like the Dynasty Warriors, like Hyrule Warriors, is
The what Warriors?
based on the Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors? Sorry,
Dynasty.
I'm just giving you shit because
I'm British.
Yeah, because you're British.
Dynasty Warriors. Yeah, it's like I love that style of game. I love playing that game when I was younger. So like having that with like the Zelda skin, like essentially like the Zelda characters, the Zelda locations, like has me sold. Like I get to run around as like, especially as like the different characters from Zelda, because obviously with the mainline Zelda games you play as Link up until Echoes of Wisdom where you get to play as Zelda, which I loved. But like the Age of Calamity, Hyrule Warriors, and the new installment, like you get to play as like all the other characters in the games. So I like that. It's super fun. I'm excited about it.
100% agree. I'll let you talk about this next one too, because I have no clue about it. It's Hollow Knight.
Yes.
Silk Song.
Hollow Knight.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. Hollow Knight. So Hollow Knight's like a platformer. It's a pretty popular like platformer, like 2D platformer. Very big in the speedrun community as well. Like people speedrun, people go crazy speedrunning Hollow Knight. But it's also a little bit of a meme with the second one. So Silk Song is the sequel to the original Hollow Knight, and it's been announced for years at this point. And it's one of those games that's like, it's coming. And like most Hollow Knight fans are like, have hit the point now where it's like, it will come eventually.
It'll be there when it gets there.
We've stopped getting excited about like it coming out soon. But it was announced like to be coming to Switch 2 as part of like the Nintendo Direct, and it is allegedly coming the end of 2025. So if it releases that's exciting news, especially for Hollow Knight fans that have been waiting for Silksong for a long time, and been getting excited about Silksong for a long time. I'm still playing through Hollow Knight 1. Like, I never completed it. It's a fun game. I think I have it on my Switch. I never completed it, but it's fun to play. So I wanted to add it in here as like an honorable mention because I know a lot of people. There's a big Hollow Knight community, and a lot of people are excited about Hollow Knight 2. So hopefully it does actually release.
Yeah, hopefully, cross fingers. I'm going to skip over Wolverine. We'll talk about Fable 4. I am excited about this one because I love me some Fable.
Excited about this.
I love Fable. It's not there anymore because I moved everything around, but I have a Fable 3 Special Edition Xbox controller, the Fable 3 Special Edition is right behind you on the ground. I have the Fable 2, which was originally supposed to come out with a figure, but was canceled at the last moment, so we got like the weird slipcover version of Fable 2. Fable 1 remaster on the 360, the original Fable on the Xbox, and like Fable, like the Lost Tales on the Xbox. I love me some Fable, man. So this finally seeing another Fable coming out, not under the umbrella of Peter Molyneux. Is that what's his name?
It's just, yeah.
I'm just happy we're getting another one because I love that setting, you know.
Yes, and like again, like I love Fable as well. Played the original Fable a ton. Actually, like they did a soft remake of the original Fable game on PC. I have that on Steam. I played that a little bit. Fable 2 I absolutely loved, and Fable 3 was fantastic.
Oh, I love those games.
Really excited to see a new Fable game coming out. Like, can't really say anything bad about having a new Fable game.
It's gonna be great.
I know my wife's stoked for Fable 4 too, because she's not a super big gamer, but like there's a few games that like she played like in her childhood and like younger years that like she loves, and like Fable's one of those games. Like she remembers playing Fable and loving Fable. So she's excited for the new Fable coming out, and like that's really cool. Like, especially because she's not like big into games, so it's really cool to see her excited about a game. So yeah, I'm stoked for a new Fable.
Heck yeah, I can't wait. I remember on Fable 3, it's a real quick memory. There's an achievement where you have to have so much income or have so much money. There's the good old cheat with that game where disconnect from the internet, push your system clock up like 100 years and log it back in and have all this money.
Accumulated all this money.
It's not beneath me to cheat to get an achievement. Sorry.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
That's right. Let's see here. We got a new Onimushu coming out. That's gonna be fun. I like the original ones. Again, they were PlayStation 2 games. I think they eventually released on the Xbox 100. I can't remember.
I have no idea.
They're like samurai games, you know. Kind of not really in the lines of like Tenchu or anything, but yeah, they were fun games. They weren't bad. I think they released some of them on the Switch. Again, my memory is escaping me, but I think they're out there. Oh, he's gonna look.
While we're talking, I'll take a look.
While he's
I still have the
looking for that. Outer Worlds 2.
Outer Worlds 2.
I have yet to play the first one, but it is on Game Pass, so I might have to take a look at that one.
Yeah, I also still have yet to play Outer Worlds 1, like the first one, but I do have it on I have it on my PC because it was a free game on Epic Store for a while, so like I grabbed it while it was free, and I'm like,
it's probably really good because it's made by Obsidian. Same people made Fallout New Vegas, and I love New Vegas too. So
that's true. I forgot that it was by the same people.
Yeah.
I grabbed it like fully with the intention of playing. Alrighty, we're back.
Yeah, battery died, guys. Sorry, we have to do a quick battery change.
Battery swap over.
Let's get through this list here, my man.
Yes, we were. Oh, we were talking about thingy Onimushu.
Onimushu, yep, yeah, they're on the Switch.
Yep, I did check. They are on Switch, which is kind of, and we were talking about Outer Worlds. I think that's where we died. But I think we pretty much covered out everything we were saying about the Outer Worlds.
Grounded too.
something I'm stoked about. I really like the first Grounded game. It's a craft and build kind of game, like craft weapons, items, stuff like help you through. You're essentially just a shrunk down kid in a back garden.
Yeah, I remember seeing the first one. Like I said, I never played it, but I might have to give it a shot.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to play. Like it's up to 4-player co-op. So it's a lot of fun to play if you have a few friends as well, like to play through.
Unless my Chihuahua wants to play with me, I don't think I'll be playing co-op anytime soon.
But yeah, it's something I enjoy it. I think it's a fun game, and it's cool that they're doing a second one. Not too much to say about it. I'll probably get it when it eventually comes out.
We have Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
Mm-hmm.
I like Ninja Gaiden games. They're just really hard. And
yep.
I think we've talked about this before. Like, I don't necessarily want to challenge all the time when I'm playing something.
Yeah.
You know? Well, at least not a super hard challenge.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, sometimes I do. Like, I've been playing through the Last of Us games on grounded mode as a challenge to me, but, like, I don't always want to play hard mode on everything. Like, and Ninja Gaiden, like, is just kind of known for being hard mode, like, out of the box. So, I like Ninja Gaiden games, but again, I'm not, like, I like to play games for fun most of the time these days. Like, I don't love, like, super big challenges.
Yeah.
Only occasionally.
So we got 2 Gears of War games. First of one, Gears of War Reloaded.
Which is a remake of Gears of War 1, as far as I'm aware.
Which we've already
had a remake of Gears of War 1.
Yeah, it's up on my shelf. It's on the Xbox.
Because I played Gears of War 1 on the Xbox. I have literally played Gears of War forwards and backwards. Like the first one, me and my friend, I used to go to his house and he had it on Xbox, and it was our game. We know that game inside out, back to front. Played it on every difficulty, first mission to end mission to first mission. Like, love it.
I had a group of guys I played multiplayer with from the first game to the third. Tons of multiplayer. It was every night, hours on end. But then as life went on, we haven't played in quite some time. Well, at least I haven't played with them. I don't know if they still play or not. But.
Yeah. Big Gears of War fan. Before me and him did our Halo playthrough, just before I moved out to the US, we did a full Gears of War playthrough. So we did like 1 to 5. Yeah, 1 to 5. Like all the story played through. Super great game. Like lots of good memories. Don't know why they're remaking it again.
Money.
Yeah. The thing is, so I was talking to him about it because he mentioned it to me, and I'm like, why are they remaking it again? And if you bought a copy of Gears of War Ultimate, which was the first remake, you can claim a copy of Gears of War Reloaded for free.
Oh, okay.
So
that's nice.
I don't know whether there's like added content. I haven't looked into it. I will look into it and find out why, because there's got to be a reason why they're remaking it again, unless they're going down the Skyrim route and just putting it on every single console everywhere.
You never know, man.
You never know. But like, hopefully there's some added content. We'll see. But that's happening, and then we're getting a new Gears of War, which is a prequel. Gears of War E-Day. Yeah, E-Day.
Yeah, that looks cool, man.
That looks awesome. Like, I'm excited for that. Like, as a big Gears of War fan, like, I like the idea of a prequel going back to, like, day one, where the locusts pop up. Super, super excited about that. Genuinely, like, can't wait.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
I'm probably going to get it fairly ASAP and play through it, because I do like me a Gears of War game.
Heck yeah. We have Elden Ring.
Night Rain.
Night Rain?
Yeah.
I've never played an Elden Ring game. Again, it's one of those Souls type games.
Yeah.
And
hard.
Hard.
I played a very minimal amount of Elden Ring. My wife's brother John. He was like when Elden Ring came out, he was very, very into it. Him and his friend Pat, super into Elden Ring. They played a whole bunch of it. So I played a little bit. Like when I was around his house, like he would like chuck me the controller and be like, "Play," and I'd be like, "What the fuck am I doing?" And then I'd die.
Yeah,
And that's basically how that goes with Elden Ring. So I haven't played a lot of it. I know that there was a DLC that came out as well, and then this is a new game.
you said it was a battle royale game.
Yeah, so I was talking to my colleague about it because my colleague's a super big Elden Ring fan. He like hardcore played through Elden Ring and the DLC, and he was saying that it's kind of like a battle royale kind of like roguelike-esque style thing. So like you drop in, like you collect resources, and then you fight your way through other players in either like singles or trios. They don't have duos at the moment.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know whether you fight through like with like against other players or whether you fight like Elden Ring style bosses. But like it's some kind of that S game, so I don't really know. That doesn't really sound like my cup of tea, so I probably won't be picking it up. But I imagine some people, especially like Elden Ring fans, would probably
Yeah, I could see it selling
pretty
well. It's
stoked.
just not for me, man.
Yeah. Probably not gonna be a pickup for me.
Let's see what else we got. Doom: The Dark Ages. This has already come out, and they're saying it's a really great game. I think it's on Game Pass. I'm not 100%
It is
sure.
on Game Pass.
Okay, so I might have to try it
Yeah.
out. Just
I would, because you've got Game Pass, I'd pick it up at some point because I've heard good things. To be fair, I've heard nothing but good things about the Doom series, like
Yeah.
since like the original Doom, and then I can't remember what the second one was called.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it escapes me. But
Doom
like,
Eternal?
Eternal, that's the one. You saw right, yeah. Doom Eternal, and then now this one. I've heard good things about all those games. I haven't actually played any of them myself.
I started the Doom, was it 2014?
20,
Somewhere around there.
one of the
Yeah.
I got 2017 in my head, but I might be wrong. I'm often wrong.
Yeah, I might have to pick that up. We also have a Dune Awakening.
2016.
Oh, it's when I was close.
So we were like both the other side of it. Dune Awakening.
I cannot stand Dune.
I haven't watched either of the films. I think there's two.
There's an original one. Like I think it was 70s.
Yeah.
Shit is
and it was
boring.
based on a book.
Yeah.
I haven't read the book. I'm very into books, but I haven't read the books and I haven't seen the films, old or new. But Heather did go and see the new Dune, like the first one. She hated it.
Oh.
She said it was super boring, like way
just like
too
the original
long,
movie.
and like she was like nothing really happened, like nothing interesting happened to keep me like gripped in the film. So I didn't watch it based on her recommendation because probably I might like it, but I don't know. It sounded like kind of boring, and I haven't really had any interest to go and look. I've seen a few reviews about this Dune Awakening game. It seems to be like an RPG type game, but I don't have a care for the book or the films, so I'm probably not going to be picking up the game. But some people like it.
Yeah,
sure.
This passed for me.
Yeah.
Another game called Killing Floor.
Killing Floor. So Killing Floor 3, which has been slated for release for a while. It didn't have an exact release date, but apparently it's coming out later this year. I'm stoked about this game. I played a lot of Killing Floor 2 with my friends. Super fun. Like it's a zombie waves game. Like you like level up your equipment and fight waves of zombies.
Yeah.
They get progressively harder. Every 5 floors you get like a specific like type. So you'll get like some kind of like all this type of zombie or zombies with this thing about them or whatever. Like it's a waves based game. So it's kind of like Call of Duty Zombies, but like it's fun. I'm interested to see what they do with number 3. Like, the second one was a lot of fun. I used to play a lot with my friends. So
Sounds fun.
it's gonna be one of those games that I don't really play at all on my own, but my Killing Floor 2 buddies, like, we're gonna get together for Killing Floor 3 and play a bunch of games together, which I love. Like, I love there's some games that, like, I just have no care for on my own, but I love to play with my friends. Fallout 76 is one. I don't care for Fallout 76 playing on my own really at all. I have a couple of good friends that love the game, and I always have a blast playing it when I play it with them. And Killing Floor is one of those games. Like, I'm probably not going to play much of it on my own, but, like, when I get a couple of buddies together that like it, like, we will play together and have a blast. That's probably how that's going to go. So I'm excited for Killing Floor.
Oh, good. Another one you're excited for, Skate 4.
Yes. I'm really hoping it's going to be good. I was just talking a little bit earlier on. Like, Skate 1 I loved, and Skate 2 was pretty good. Skate 3, like, didn't hit it for me personally. A lot of people loved Skate 3. It didn't make me feel how I felt with Skate 1. I'm hoping Skate 4 does. We'll see. They haven't released much in the way of, like, gameplay or, like, trailers or anything at the moment, but hopefully it'll be good. Time will tell. It's a skateboarding game.
Yeah, it looks interesting enough.
I was gonna say, like, I like skateboarding. It's a skateboarding game. There's not too much to say, really.
And one game we know is coming, but we didn't see a lot of, is Wolverine on the PS5.
Yep.
And I'm excited for that because I love me some Wolverine, man.
I'm super excited for that. I'm gonna double check before I say it, but I think it's also being made by Insomniac.
I think you're right.
They make the Spider-Man games, like the new Spider-Man games on PlayStation, which are fantastic games. So, like, Wolverine made by, like, those guys.
Yeah.
I think it will be really cool.
It has to be fun, right?
It is in development by Insomniac Games.
Does it show a release date by chance?
It does not.
That's all right. We'll get it eventually. Maybe next year, maybe the year after. Who knows?
Just says upcoming, which, upcoming could be tomorrow or it could be 3 years from now. But that's exciting because Insomniac have done such a good job with the Spider-Man games, like, through and through. I think they'll do a fantastic job with Wolverine. Like, everything about the Spider-Man games, like the movement mechanics, the fighting mechanics, like, a lot of people collectively, like, me included, say, like, the fighting mechanics are some of the best, like, most fun to play fighting mechanics in the Spider-Man games. So I imagine they'll do similar for the Wolverine.
There's a Wolverine game on the 360. This fucking rocks, So I'm pretty excited for that one.
I'm excited. I will be picking that up when I can once it releases, because I think that's going to be a fantastic game.
Oh yeah,
I have great. Like, a lot of faith based on the Spider-Man games in Insomniac Games to bring out a good Wolverine game.
And the last thing we want to touch on is the new handheld Xbox. The Xbox Ally X.
Yes.
You can play Steam games on it. You can play your Xbox games, Windows.
Yeah, like, Microsoft and Xbox, like, have been doing a solid in going down the sort of route of, like, accessibility to a lot of games. Like, obviously, like, Bethesda's now part of Microsoft, which we've seen, like, a lot of stuff go on the Game Pass, like, from Bethesda. But also, like, just Microsoft seemed to be in the market to, like, give, like, such a wide range of games to play. And, like, so they've said with this handheld, like, there'll be access to, like, obviously Xbox games, but also Steam. Like, Steam is on Windows, but, like, Steam's a separate company. But having access to your Steam library, like, it opens up so much.
Yeah.
And, like, it looks like the actual the handheld's going to be decent as well. Like
It looks cool.
it does.
It's just expensive as shit, and
it is. It's going to be expensive.
and I don't know, man. Like it does a lot, for the money and whatnot. But there's two versions, right?
Yeah, so you got the Ally and then the Ally X.
Yeah, there
so
you
I'm
go.
assuming like
It has to do with memory, like how much memory?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. It's probably going to be. Let me see if I still got the page open because if I had to guess, it's probably going to be storage and maybe performance.
Yeah.
Like
I think you're right.
let's see. What's it? No, was launch holiday 2025. So that'll be later on this year. To be fair, I didn't realize it was coming out so soon.
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
Yeah, that's not far off at all. What do we got? So yeah, so the Ally X is going to have 1 terabyte of storage and 24 gigabytes of RAM, whereas the Ally Non-X is going to have 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. So
I wonder if they're upgradable at all. Probably not.
I know that.
Especially if they're charging extra. Like, why would you just do it yourself for cheaper?
Yeah, I don't know whether the RAM will be upgradable, but I think they'll. If I remember correctly from what I heard, there will be a slot for like expandable storage.
Okay, cool.
Probably through like micro SD, if I had to guess, like some form of micro SD. Let's see if it says anything here about it. It's going to be running on Windows 11.
Wow, I hate Windows 11.
Yes.
My work PC updated to Windows 11.
I've been putting it off on my work PC. like
I have to. It's
Yeah, I
yeah,
like
pushes it through.
Yeah. It keeps like popping up on my thing. It's like upgrade to Windows 11. I'm like later.
Nope.
Later.
Nope. Like all my coworkers got it before I did. I'm like, oh, huh. And then mine eventually updated. I'm like, man.
Okay, so it doesn't have expandable storage, but it is using standardized M.2 SSDs.
Okay.
So you'll be able to upgrade the storage
good.
yourself.
Yes,
So
you can do that. Okay.
that's cool. So if you do get the this lower base model, like you can upgrade the 512 just by buying a standard M.2 SSD
Oh, cool.
for larger. So that's cool. I do like that. That it's expandable and it's standardized stuff because like those M.2 SSDs, like they're the same. Like I have one in my PC.
Mm.
Like you can just buy them off Amazon and swap it out, that's really cool. But it's like a standardized, not a. You have to buy a specific one, like Nintendo. You have to buy a specific peripherals. But that's cool.
Even like the Vita and the PSP had their proprietary storage.
I hate it. But that's another cool thing. Like, so not only like as Microsoft and like Xbox like trying to open up like what options you have to games, but like they're not trying to lock things down. Like, oh, you buy the lower thing, you're stuck with your 512 gigs of storage. Like, no, you want to put in a new SSD, go ahead.
Go for it, yeah.
Like, cool. It can be any one. Fine, go ahead. Like, I love that. Fantastic. Very good. Like, I can't really fault Microsoft on anything related to it, to be honest. Like, access to Steam, access to all your Xbox games, like upgradable storage, like it's good.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a hefty price. Will I be getting one? Probably not. If I'm being honest, I probably won't have the money.
Yeah, me too.
Plus, I have a powerful PC. Like, as much as like I do love portable and handheld gaming, like I have my Switch. I love my Switch for that. I don't need my PC games on the go.
Yeah.
I like the games that I play on my PC. I like to sit on my desk and play my games on my PC. You know, like for me personally, I don't think I need a handheld to do it as well. Like,
And I barely play the games that I have too, so like
That's the thing as well. It's like the cost of it is not going to be worth it for me. I can see a lot of people it being worth it for, and I love that Microsoft is making it like it's going to be a thing, but it's probably not going to be for me.
100% agree. Well, that was great, man. We talked about quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you said you're going to do videos on the channel, right?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see them.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a couple new ideas in this podcast alone, so I'll do a full overview of my thoughts and all the stuff on the Switch, because there are a couple other things I didn't mention from earlier that came to me while we took a break swapping the batteries. So I'll do a full overview on that, and I will pick up at some point in the future the camera for the Switch and do an overview on the game chat and the screen share and all that stuff. So keep an eye out for that. And then I'm also gonna do, like I said, I play Lorcana trading card game, Disney Lorcana, a lot of fun, and it's Disney. A lot of people like Disney.
You love your Disney, yeah.
So I'm gonna probably do some videos on that as well. So there'll be a bit of variety on the channel alongside the podcast episodes. Obviously, like Juan's got his comic books. Those videos have been doing really well, and I love watching them.
Oh, I appreciate it. You make the best thumbnails, man. I really appreciate you up on the thumbnails.
Happy to. It's been fun learning how to do that stuff, and
That's cool, man. I appreciate it.
It's great.
A lot of sets, like storylines and things like that. So I think I'm gonna start doing those. You gave me a great idea. I'm gonna start doing some Amiibo videos.
I definitely think you should do some Amiibo videos, even if it's just for my benefit. Like, I'd be interested in watching it. I'm sure there's other people out there that would be interested in watching it.
Like, even right up front, I have some of the rarest ones. Like, there's that Monster Hunter one. The cat, I forget his name.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
And I got a Box Boy one sitting right there in the case. That's Japan only. I got the 3DS, like, up there. So, yeah, I think
that's
okay.
But, yeah, it's cool. So, yeah, I'm going to do some Lorcana videos. Yeah, I've got, like, a couple of decks that I put together. I'm going to do deck overviews. And then we've got set championship tournament seasons coming up in August, I think. So I'm going to do some videos on that. So there'll be a bit of variety on the channel along with the podcast. Have said it before, we're trying to do the podcast a bit more frequently. It's been a bit of a struggle. Hopefully that will improve.
It's hard. We're two adults with two different lives and two different sides of town.
But that's also why I think it's really cool that you're doing the comic book videos, and I've got some ideas for some videos, because it gives, there's some more content to watch around the podcast while you're waiting.
Every other month for a podcast, yeah.
Well, while you're waiting for the podcast to come through, which doesn't happen as often as it maybe like, but we're adults. We got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we got adulting to do,
So yeah, hopefully there'll be some content to watch.
We'll think of some good shit.
Yeah,
it's coming.
We got some cool ideas. I'm excited to work on some new videos. It's always a blast to get some content out there.
I agree.
So yeah.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it. Stay tuned for Dave's videos, my videos, another podcast down the line. So we appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And have a great rest of your day.